Hi everyone, it's Nicole Wilkins with Fitness RX for Women. This is my next question and answer segment where I took your questions from Facebook and I'm going to answer them for you today. Now, there was a ton of really great questions, so I'm having a really hard time picking 5. I really need to do this almost twice a week, but the first question I have is, what kind of flexibility training and stretching do you do? At least once a week I do yoga. I also will use a foam roller, and with my clients I'm stretching with them for about 5 minutes at the end of their sessions. So I stretch pretty much every day, at least for 5 to 10 minutes. After every one of my training sessions I'll stretch, so I'm a firm believer in flexibility. What does your off-season diet supplementation schedule look like? Is this the time when you focus on specific body parts that need more attention than others for your training split? I mean, the off season is really when all the hard work is done as far as transforming your physique and really working on the weak areas. But all year round, my diet and my supplementation and my weight training and cardio schedule doesn't vary a whole lot. The cardio will go up as the show gets closer. My diet the calories will go a little lower as the contest gets closer, but I'm still eating every 2 to 3 hours. I'm still eating the same foods. As far as supplementation goes, any stimulants like fat burners or pre-workouts, I will cycle off in the off season and then bring them back in as I get closer to a show. So there are minor changes. In season I won't go out to eat. Off season I will. So, I do have cheat meals in the off season. I don't in season. So those are some of the changes. But for the most part, I still work out just as hard. I still focus on my weak areas, even when I'm in contest prep. Still eat the same foods. I still don't miss meals. I'm pretty regimented all year. I think it makes it much easier to transition into contest prep if you're used to doing that in your off season. When you are in contest prep, do most of your meals consist of meat, sweet potatoes, etc., or do you still incorporate things like protein pancakes that are a bit more of a treat? Well, you can make healthy protein pancakes like I had in a previous fit tip. I just use like egg whites and protein powder and water. You can use oatmeal in it. So I will try and do some things like that, but I am not the best cook, which I'm sure I've mentioned before. So basic for me, I don't really care if something's overcooked or a little burnt. So I'm not really difficult to please as far as that goes. You can just give me some dried chicken and some vegetables and I'm good to go. I don't really need anything on it. I wish I was better, and I'm getting better. I'm learning how to make some healthier and more unique meals using the foods that I already eat. But you can make sweet potato fries just by baking them in the oven, which I will do, and add some seasonings to them. I have my turkey muffins or turkey balls I use in a muffin pan that I've made a fit tip of before, and sometimes I'll use different seasonings, or I'll add oatmeal or something like that to it to make it taste a little better. But for the most part, I'm pretty basic. The next question I have is, I know you have had knee surgery. How can you run sprints on the treadmill? I have never had knee surgery. However, I notice when I do sprints on the treadmill, my knee hurts extremely bad, especially the next day. I did have 2 knee surgeries on my left leg. Both were just meniscus tears, so I didn't have any ligament tears or anything like that. However, there was a period of time about 7 or 8 years ago, because I had the surgeries when I was like 16, so I was pretty young, where it hurt to get in and out of the car. I couldn't run for longer than 5 to 10 minutes. Sometimes it would hurt to just roll over in bed. So it got to the point where it was pretty bad. I actually didn't run for about a year or so. And then I started taking glucosamine. And to be honest with you, that has been a huge lifesaver for me. I do a lot of cross training, so I don't always sprint on the treadmill or outside. I've gotten really good at listening to my body. So one day I'll do the track, One day I'll do the stairs, one day I'll do the elliptical, one day I'll do incline walking, one day I'll do sprints, you know, so I don't ever like consistently do the same thing every time to get that repetitive motion and create those overuse injuries. So if it hurts extremely bad, make sure that you are warming up good. Try taking some type of a joint complex like glucosamine chondroitin, and you know, maybe not go so fast. Just really listen to your body, and you can do sprints on the elliptical, you can do sprints on the step mill. It doesn't necessarily have to be running uphill. So like I said, listen to your body, and that's the most important thing you can do. The next question is, how long should a weight training workout session be? How long is too long? Sometimes I train 3 hours. That is a long time. My weight training workouts are no longer than an hour. If I'm just doing one body part, it's usually about 45 minutes. If I'm doing two, it's definitely an hour. No longer than that, really. I am in the gym all the time, and I have to do cardio in addition to it. So for me to be at the gym training for 3 to 4 hours is, to me, a very excessive. I think you either may be waiting too long between your sets, so shorten your rest times, and maybe you're doing too many exercises. You could also be overtraining. And more is not always better in this case, so I would definitely try and take a look at what you're doing and see if you can shorten that down. And the last question I have is, what are your recommendations when hitting a plateau? I'm trying to cut down the last bit of fat and I'm finding it difficult. This could be a multitude of different factors. I would try writing down what you're eating every single day so you get a good idea, so you can see it on paper. If you're skipping meals, if you're having too much of a certain source of food, you know, too much fat or too much carbs, if you're taking bites of stuff in between meals at the office, you know, you got the M&Ms on your desk, you know, and then maybe try increasing your cardio. If you're not doing any cardio, maybe start including that. If you're weight training consistently, maybe try to increase the weights. You know, motivation goes in and out, and there are going to be times when your body doesn't change a whole lot, and then other times where it changes a whole lot. So just be patient, be consistent, keep following through with your training, and don't give up, and it'll eventually come off. So hopefully that helped you guys out. We'll see you guys next